Hello and welcome to Chapter 3, Making Your Plan Compelling, out of the Successful Business Plan Secrets and Strategies textbook, 8th edition, from Rhonda, Abrams. In this chapter, we are going to talk about how to make your plan compelling. Eugene Kleiner, a venture capitalist, has once said, "The physical appearance of a plan isn't significant in making the investment decision, but it sets your mind in a certain frame if it is well done, and it is certainly a negative if it's done wrongly or poorly." And I can't agree with him more about how important the appearance of your plan must appear, right? Because it really speaks the volume of how well you treat yourself and you treat the company, right? If you give a crappy business plan that's ripped or coffee stains, whatever it may be, it's like, well, am I going to take you seriously if you take it this, if your document is this bad? So there are 5 crucial minutes to make a positive impression. Now, the first 5 minutes when you have a conversation is very crucial. I would even say the first minute, the first 30 seconds is very crucial when you are in front of an investor or potential investor or people who can make connections, who can build your network for your company. Uh, you know, these investors, these bankers, all these folks always hear a bunch of plans or a bunch of business opportunities. So their time is very valuable. They don't have time to remember every single plan or every single business pitch. So it's very crucial that you are to the point, what's in it for them, and you make sure that you know your numbers in and out and what your business is about. When you talk about your business, you should be able to know it, and they should be able to understand it in very simplistic terms, right? You again highlight the facts, the goals, and the conclusion. You don't have to get nitty gritty, dirty into the details because they may not remember it, but at least they remember the company name, what the business model is, what it does, and how is it going to make money. Um, so questions you'll likely hear from a potential investor or a banker or someone who's interested in your business is the idea solid, right? Or is this an opportunity, right? Does the business model make sense? When I talk about business, when I talk about the business model, it's like, how are you making money? How are you different from the competition? Um, and so, because investors care about if they're going to make money. So what problem are you solving? What's your solution? You know, you have to convince the investor in a minute or so why the market is being underserved and why is your product or service serving that particular thing that's being underserved. Like, what's your solution, right? Is the market large enough? Is there potential to make money? Again, if you're looking for investor money, they want to know if there's going to be a large enough market to make a penetration to make a lot of money. Now, you necessarily don't have to take investor money. You can go on, start your own little niche company and bootstrap your way up, and that's it. But if you're going to look out for investor money, they want to make sure that you're the next Facebook or you're the next large company that's going to make them tenfold money. Because you have to realize an investor is investing in like 10 other companies. They know that the majority of them will probably fail or not make them money. But the one company or the 2 companies that do make it, they have to make sure it makes a lot of money to recover all of their remaining losses and that and they win big. Are the financial projections realistic and positive? Again, you have to know your numbers and be realistic. You can't say in year 1 we're going to dominate the market by making $1 billion, or you can't say from year 1 we're going to make $100,000 and by year 2 we're going to make $100 million. Like that's like there's no way, right? There's just no way you're going to be able to do that. So you have to be realistic, and you have to be positive. You can't be like, well, we don't know. No, you have to be positive. Again, realistic as to how you get to your numbers, right? In the trajectory from year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. Send yourself in a positive trajectory. Is management experienced and capable? One of the things that investors are going to look at is who is part of your management team, who is leading this company. Investors are not going to give money to people that they don't feel is comfortable managing the company. So if you lack experience, if you're just brand new, 3, 4 years into your career, you got to go out and look out for someone to be part of your team who has 10, 20, 30 years of experience, because they want to make sure that their money's being, treated, to make sure that their investment money is actually going to be managed correctly. So make sure you have experienced management and they're capable of using that money to grow. And of course, how are they going to get their money back? Are they going to get it back in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and in how much amount? Increase the reader's interest, right? There are three important things that when reading the business plan that they really care about. The executive summary. The executive summary is a one-page document that explains basically the entire business plan in just a few sentences. So you can look up or your book shows one too as well. An executive summary, what it looks like, because that's what they look at. Like, let me look at the executive summary. Your financials. They'll look at your financials at the back of the business plan. They look at your financials. So have it in a yearly format. You don't have to do monthly increments. Just have yearly financials. At least 3 years is a good start. 5 max, but no more than 5 years. Anywhere between 3 to 5 years. So the current year you're at, the next 2 years, or up to 5 years. And the management. Who is a little bit about who the management team is. You have to really show who the management team is. Again, that is how you should, some of the most important parts of the business plan. I will say that the executive summary will be the last thing you work on in your business plan, because you have to write everything out before you can summarize the entirety of the business plan presentation. Again, get the facts straight. Mistakes lower your credibility, so don't make mistakes. It's easy in today's age to falsify numbers or make things up, but again, it's very easy to find those numbers and see which ones are correct. Don't falsify. Make sure you have the correct numbers. They're pretty easy to find online. Again, make sure they're correct and be able to attribute facts to reputable sources. So make sure you find credible sources, not just some Joe Schmo who put it up on their blog post. Typically, a business plan is anywhere from 20 to 30 pages. I wouldn't go beyond 30 pages. It's just too much. No one's going to really read it unless you're in a business plan pitch competition and someone has the time to read it all. No one's really going to read it. Less than 10 pages, it could be doable, maybe, right? But anywhere between 20 to 30 pages, I would say maybe 15 to 20. Again, it really depends on the business, and it does include financials or appendices. The language has to convey, use objective language, and be careful to use language like wonderful, best, unmatched, one of a kind, never been done before. Don't use those words. When you use the word like never been done before, well, there's a reason why it's never been done before, because it's not going to make money. Believe me, if it makes money, someone has done it. You just got to find a way to do it differently. And of course, include some comments from third-party resources. Again, use business and industry terms. Whatever industry you're in, make sure you use the terms associated with that industry, because if someone is reading your business plan that has experience in your industry, they're going to know the jargon. So don't use anything that is not part of that industry. Again, here's some ways to point out. Use numbers for impact, financials. Use bullet points. It gets the reader's attention. Know how and when to be redundant, and use visuals. Again, visuals is very helpful, so make sure you include those illustrations and those photos and those charts and graphs if necessary. Photos is very helpful, especially to show your process, to show your product, to show your service, so people want to see what it looks like. And that is it for chapter 3 here in the Successful Business Plan Secrets and Strategies textbook, 8th edition. Thank you.